started dealing numbers. Last year, they took in nearly $7 billion. People eager to strike it rich, who, for the most part, didn't. With all those losers, there was one clear winner. The states kept nearly $3 billion.
Feelings like I've never lost you, and feelings like I'll never have you again in my life. Again in my every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I have to sing it up in song. Yeah, I know it's kind of strange. Every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. I know you don't.
Where are you today?
Letchworth State Park, but it's not very sunny.
Oh, there's Judy. Press nothing yet.
I didn't.
Where the hell is the button? Oh, there it is. That's the one. Okay. Couldn't get the feeling of it. That don't...
I didn't touch it. I just gotta hold it.
Well, you're not gonna get much of me. Okay.
Oh, wait a second. I
Now,
gotta...
just put this down here. That's all.
Okay.
Now, when I tell you,
Where
give
do
it a
I
second,
touch
Judy.
it?
Don't look. Open up your eye. Look over here. You see this button here?
Oh,
Just
above
put your
it.
put your finger here,
My
but don't
hand
press it.
doesn't reach over yours.
Okay. Okay. And then you just click it, and you'll see a green light. You just aim at me.
I think I released it. I pressed it. Come on, get in here. Get my Do your thing.
Robin, do you have any 35mm film? Nobody has any left.
Barbara, this is called the dance of the virgins. That's why they called you over. You got it?
That's why I can't do it. Come over here. Hey, all right, Barbara, come
Hello. We have never done this before.
I do this in Cold Spring all the time.
Every night we're going to do this from now on. Word up. Close to the neck. I will send you pictures. It's Minky's birthday. He'll always be a part of it. New York, New York.
Unfortunate. Hello, darling. You're blocking my microphone. Let me see if it's working. Testing 1, 2. How do you like that? Professional, eh? Is that good? Listen, I understand God is in Woodbury tonight. From the looks of the landscaping, God is in Woodbury every night. God. Dear Lord, you made many poor people, in case you ain't noticed, in this room, except for the people that work for him. I'm the only one. With your stature, boy chick, you would build our basement, but a look. This poor schmagegi back there can't even come in the room. He's sitting. Yeah. Is he originally from Betsy Head? Maybe. You may say to me, Tevye, you're rich. You got your wife Goldie for 25 years. You got a horse, a house, a milk cow. What would have been so terrible if I had a nice tax sheltering business at 375 Broadway in Jericho? And maybe I could name it after my 2 daughters, Jane and Rhonda. I need everybody to give me a little hand with clapping your hands, going like this. Boom, bop, boom, bop. Good girl. Good girl. If I were a rich man, all day long I'd give it boom. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were a pity rich, idle man, I'd build a big tall house.
Mayonnaise, you love that stuff.
Mayonnaise on bread.
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
Go upstairs and get the glasses. You ain't gonna be able to see this with contacts. I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen, right in the middle of Woodbury. A fine tin roof with real carpeted floors.
What is it?
There would be one long staircase just going up, and one even longer coming down, and one more leading nowhere, just so you could go on the latest diet.
Turn it around, Milt. Turn it around. What is it?
Have I ever missed a diet, Bobby? Is there a diet I've ever missed?
If I were a rich man, Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you decreed I should be what I am. Would it spoil? Would it spoil? Remember on Sutter Avenue? Some vast, eternal plan, if I were a wealthy man. How do you like that? Was that good? Well, look at that. Did anybody dream you like that, huh? Bye, chick, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Edward Rouse. Means nothing, I thought so. How about Ralph Edwards? Because tonight, Minky, this is your life. You got kicked off and darling. Look. Yes. This is the tax shelter luncheonette. He can make dog food taste good. Luncheon special, see below, it says luncheon special, a mayonnaise sandwich. Something tells me I'm working with 2 other colleges here tonight. Just watch and listen, you'll get a lesson. This is store number 50. Right? Notice the 5-cent candy is 40 cents now. And the pretzels and the 2 fountains. And the Daily News, and the New York Post, the New York Times, and of course the Wall Street Journal. You came a long way, boy chick. Now, let me tell you something. They gave me 16 pages of material. I had to bind 14 of them. If Bob Guccione and Hugh Hefner get a hold of this material, they don't need pictures of Vanessa Williams and Mad Donna to sell their magazines. Mad Donna, yes. Let's talk, Boychik. You were born Milton Konigsberg, 1110. Lawrenceville, Georgia and Livonia. I'm originally from L.A., Livonia. I was so poor as a child, Boychik, if I woke up in the morning, I didn't have an erection. I had nothing to play with the rest of the day. Not like you had your brother in the same room. You helped you out once in a while.
Where does he come from?
I'll tell you where I come. I come from the Kishka King. I come from Jack Diamond. I come from Wuhan's, from Pitkin, from the Palace, from the Ambassador, from the Premier, the Biltmore, where you used to play with yourself from the top. Oh, they just took it down. Oh, sure, with the 14-inch Frankfurter.
He's original.
Are you kidding? Are you
If
kidding?
anybody knows the Kishka King, that's it. Admit defeat.
This was a brilliant child from the offset. A brilliant child, called himself Minky. From Milty, he got Minky. Also, one of the reasons we got you sitting in a chair, not in a three-wheeler, is because you always used to go backwards in your three-wheeler. You used to ride a three-wheeler like this. Never went anywhere you're supposed to, always backwards. Which is interesting because I understand you like tennis, and it seems that you keep coming up at the last minute and winning the games with your wife, and that's why they call you the Greek tennis star. You come from behind. All right. He was a two-bottle baby for most of his growing up intermediary years. I was so fugly as a child, I must tell you.
Fugly?
Fugly. It's a combination of fucking and ugly. What do you tell you? You can't figure these things out? Yeah, I was so ugly, my father used to nice me. It was rather You were a two-bottle baby, and at 5 you used to come home to drink your bati from kindergarten. Remember? Milk and a devil dog for everybody else, but for you, a little bati. Devil dog, by the way, is God lived backwards, and sometimes when you eat one, you got to say that to yourself. At 9 years of age, you were content as content could be. 110 pounds from eating mayonnaise sandwiches and ketchup sandwiches. All the time. But the one thing you had going for you is you were one of the few kids in the neighborhood did not need an appendectomy. You don't know what I'm talking about. An appendectomy is an operation to cure the condition. When the nerve endings in your eyeballs get tangled up with the nerve endings in your tuchus, and you wind up with a shitty outlook on life. You did not have this, Boychik. And that's why you continued. But at that particular age, they were very concerned for you, your parents. 9 years of age, 110 pounds. Let's be realistic. You were a big kid, okay? So they decided they're going to take you to this special doctor. This doctor was able to help you. But in the meantime, this doctor has now gotten to a point where if you want to increase the external extremities from your anatomy, all you got to do is go to this doctor, gives you an exercise. Woman goes in, she says, "Doctor, notice, not too much. Can you maybe build them up for me a little, with a little exercise?" He says, "You follow this exercise. You do it every hour on the hour from the minute you wake up in the morning till the minute you go to sleep. You stop once, you go back to normal. All you got to do is this. Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow, and if I do my exercise, my boobs will surely go." 2.5 days later, she's on Pennsylvania Avenue, you're heading towards the Interbowl on the bus. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, she's got to do it. She jumps up in the bus, she goes, "Mary had a little lamb, her fleece was white as snow, and if I do my exercise, my boobs will surely go." And a little Jewish man jumps up and he goes, "Dr. Goldberg," and she says, "How did you know?" He goes, "Hickory dickory dock." Did you like that exercise? Okay. Your parents, George, may rest in peace, and Anne, originally George de Faria. All right? Not Fred de Faria, not Antonovich, George de Faria. Smart man, got out of it, went into the candy store business, Montgomery and New York Avenue. If I had my life to live over, I'd live over a candy store. Old story, but it's true. Then in 1955, the big time, Belmore, another luncheonette. My God, this kind of training was terrific for you. Built you up so you could become a cook in the army and poison them for a change. Okay. Thank God your parents had 3 others to compensate for the pain in the ass that you did. Number 1, we got Arthur, your younger brother. Arthur is in the piece goods business. If he was like Sylvia Biddle Barrows, he'd be in the good pieces business. A lot more profitable this day, unless you're in Hong Kong or Thailand. He never took shit from Artie. That's one thing they can say about you. You never took a goddamn moment of your life and shivered in your pants from your brother. You said, I'll kick your ass, you son of a bitch. Right? All the time, no matter what he did to you, you said, I'm going to beat the hell out of you, and don't you... you kidding? You used to give him, when he had polio for a while, you used to give him karate chops. Karate chops in his pastrami string. You know where is the pastrami string? It's the same place as a hamstring on the vein, but it's a pastrami string. Yeah, you used to hit him there all the time. Yeah, you'll be all right. And this strengthened your hands. This strengthened your hands for paddleball. You were a terrific paddleball player, except one day you were about 30 years of age in White Lake. You got heat prostration, right? And a guy by the name of Joe. Joe the Bull, yeah. God bless him. Sure he straightened you out. He tickled both your balls. Straightened you out in a hurry. That's the quickest way. You kidding? Forget this Heimlich maneuver, this groin-to-mouth resuscitation. Forget all those things. You touch a guy on the balls, he's going to wake up. You know how Mel Brooks says it? You stick a finger in his nose. If he doesn't say, hey, get your finger out of my nose, he's dead. Okay, Kitzel Park. You remember Kitzel Park Miller and Dumont fighting with Morty all the time, and your brother caught you, and he used to say to you, Morty, yeah, and your brother caught you, and you said, if you tell Papa, I'll kick your ass. Right? You were some tough kid. Boy, oh boy, you're like Danny DeVito on television. Almost the same size, too. You remember you and your brother used to watch the women at night? A 20-year-old, a 40-year-old, you were the first peeping Milton in Lawrenceville, and you were always caught by your father, and he said to you, don't you do that. Don't you? Can I just do it till I get blind? I know. Sure. Like me, the first time I had sex, I was frightened. I was by myself. When I was 16, I found out you had to do it to someone. She almost blew my life for me. She says, you know, you're a lousy lover. I said, how do you make a judgment like that in 30 seconds? We got your sister Sue here. Where is she standing? Yeah. Oh, she's right there. Sue from Solomon Brothers. Right? She remembers one thing. It was delicious what you made her one night. Alpo-amandine. Alpo-amandine was something else. And she remembers you diving through a glass in a basement in a Kuchelane in Rockaway. She tripped me. She tripped you, huh? And they took glass. Wait, I can still see there's more glass in there. You got a couple of more pieces embedded. Ellen, of course, is here also. All right, by the way, Sue had an opportunity to go to work for E.F. Norton, but she passed it up. Yeah. And Ellen, of course, is a part-time travel agent. There's Ellen, right there, okay. Took a trip around the world last year. This year she's going someplace else. And she's married to Stu Goldberg, who's searching for a title for himself. I don't understand. Anyway, your first date with Barbara, that lovely lady, was a blind date. You saw each other, you were like Adam and Eve. You know about Adam and Eve? They were the first to have computers. She had an apple, he had a wang. Or maybe it was a floppy disk and an interface. I don't know. In fact, they just recently proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that Eve had to be Jewish. Who else but a Jewish woman in the middle of making love to a man would say, would you like a piece of fruit? You had a blind date with this young lady, Sonia Henney. Sonia Henney minus Joe Louis. To ice skating, you took her. Bear Mountain, and you had no idea what you were taking up there. But she was able to make figure eights and figure fours, and now she spends figure eights and figure fours. You told her you had a chain of luncheonettes, and she asked you what you did for a living. 5 luncheonettes. Wow, that must have been some thrill for you to bullshit like that. When you met this lady, you could have wound up. You could have wound up right now, broke like a skunk. If you would have married a Jewish American princess, you'd be in trouble. You know the difference between a Jewish American princess and a vulture? A vulture waits till you're dead before